The sun had barely risen when the devastating news shattered the tranquility of that fateful morning. Madeline, a vibrant young woman full of dreams and aspirations, had been in a tragic accident. In an instant, her laughter was silenced, leaving her family engulfed in an ocean of grief. Each member grappled with the weight of their loss, feeling as if a part of themselves had been irrevocably severed. The shockwaves of her absence rippled through their lives, echoing in empty rooms and silence. Scriptures such as 1 Thessalonians 4:13-14 resonated in their hearts. Brothers and sisters, we do not want you to be uninformed about those who sleep in death, so that you do not grieve like the rest of mankind, who have no hope. For we believe that Jesus died and rose again. These words served as a balm for their aching hearts, reminding them that while death is inevitable, hope in Christ offers a promise of something greater. Dr. Carter proposed the formation of a research consortium that would include scientists, theologians, ethicists, and mental health professionals. By bringing together diverse voices, we can cultivate a richer understanding of consciousness, death, and the human experience, she stated, inspiring enthusiasm among her colleagues. The idea of collaboration resonated deeply, paving the way for future explorations that would integrate scientific inquiry with spiritual wisdom. As the researchers looked ahead, they felt a sense of purpose, a shared commitment to explore the profound mysteries of existence and to illuminate the connections that bind humanity together. With renewed vigor, the team prepared to embark on the next phase of their research, excited about the possibilities that lay ahead. The glow around Madeline's body had transformed not only their understanding of life and death, but also the landscape of scientific inquiry, encouraging a deeper exploration of the intersection between science and spirituality. As the researchers concluded their discussions and engaged with the broader scientific community, they found themselves reflecting on their own personal beliefs and how the experiment had transformed their understanding of life, death, and faith. The glow surrounding Madeline's body had not only sparked academic inquiry, but had also challenged each member of the team to confront their spiritual convictions. Dr. Emily Carter, in particular, experienced a profound shift in her perspective. She had always approached science with a skeptical eye, viewing faith as an area separate from empirical inquiry. However, the experience of witnessing something that defied scientific explanation compelled her to reconsider her beliefs. Perhaps faith and science are not mutually exclusive, she mused. Maybe they can inform one another in ways we have yet to explore. This reflection resonated deeply within the team, igniting conversations about their individual journeys of faith and the struggles they had faced. Each member shared their experiences of doubt and belief, revealing the complexity of their spiritual paths. Embracing vulnerability. In these moments of vulnerability, the researchers found strength in their shared humanity. They began to realize that grappling with questions of existence, purpose, and faith is not a sign of weakness, but rather an essential aspect of being human. The glow surrounding Madeline served as a reminder that they were not alone in their struggles. Countless others have traversed similar paths, seeking meaning in the face of uncertainty. One team member, Maria, reflected on her upbringing in a religious household and how her faith had been tested during moments of loss. When my father passed, I questioned everything I believed. It was through my doubts that I eventually found a deeper faith, one that embraced mystery rather than shying away from it, she shared. This perspective resonated with the group, highlighting the transformative power of vulnerability in the journey of faith, the call to explore spirituality. With their reflections deepening, the researchers felt an urge to explore spirituality in a more profound way. They recognized that their work could bridge gaps between scientific understanding and spiritual belief, inviting others to embark on similar journeys of exploration. Dr. Carter proposed a series of workshops and seminars aimed at fostering dialogue between scientists, theologians, and the general public. Let's create a space where people can come together to explore their beliefs, share their experiences, and ask the hard questions, she suggested. The idea was met with enthusiasm, as the team envisioned a community where both faith and science could coexist and thrive. These gatherings would serve as a platform for open dialogue, encouraging participants to reflect on their beliefs and seek understanding together. With renewed purpose, they stood ready to face the unfolding journey that lay ahead. Little did they know that their decision would not only illuminate the path to understanding what happens after death, but would also lead them to a profound encounter with the very essence of faith and the divine. Sharing the message. As plans for the workshops took shape, the researchers recognized the importance of sharing their findings and experiences with a wider audience. They decided to write a book that encapsulated their journey, one that highlighted the intersection of science and spirituality while inviting readers to explore their own beliefs. The narrative would center around the experiment, the glow, and the profound questions that emerged, ultimately leading to a message of hope and connection. Dr. Carter emphasized the need for authenticity in their writing. We must share our doubts and struggles alongside our discoveries. It's in our honesty that we can truly connect with others. This commitment to authenticity resonated deeply within the team as they sought to create a narrative that would inspire others to engage in their own journeys of faith and understanding. The importance of community. As the workshops and writing project progressed, the researchers began to see the importance of community in the exploration of faith. They realized that personal journeys are often enriched by the experiences of others. Together, they formed a supportive network where they could share insights, challenge one another, and grow collectively. This sense of community extended beyond their immediate team, as they began to connect with individuals who had experienced loss, grief, and spiritual awakening. The stories shared during the workshops became a tapestry of human experience, weaving together threads of faith, doubt, hope, and love. Participants found solace in knowing they were not alone in their struggles, and many began to reframe their experiences through a lens of faith, inviting others to explore faith. With their collective experiences deepening, the researchers felt an overwhelming desire to invite others into the conversation about faith and the afterlife. They began to craft a message centered on the idea that faith is not just about certainty, but about embracing the journey of exploration. Let's encourage others to ask questions, to seek and to engage with the mysteries of life, Dr. Carter urged. This invitation resonated with many who attended their workshops, sparking discussions about the role of faith in navigating the complexities of existence. Participants shared their personal stories of loss and hope, recognizing that these narratives not only shaped their understanding of life, but also inspired resilience and courage, a legacy of hope. As the project evolved, it became clear that Madeline's legacy was far-reaching. The glow that had captivated the researchers became a symbol of hope, an affirmation of the belief that there is something greater beyond this life. Through their journey, the team recognized that the exploration of faith and science could lead to profound insights, offering comfort to those grappling with the mysteries of mortality. Dr. Carter concluded their final workshop with a heartfelt message. In our quest for understanding, let us remember that faith invites us to embrace mystery, to love deeply, and to connect with one another. The glow we witnessed is a reminder that life continues in ways we may not fully comprehend, and that is a beautiful part of our journey. As the researchers prepared to share their findings with the world, they felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were no longer just scientists studying a phenomenon. They were storytellers, theologians, and seekers of truth, committed to illuminating the connections that bind humanity together. With a shared commitment to explore the depths of existence, the team stepped into the future, ready to inspire others to embark on their own journeys of faith and understanding. As they prepared to hand over Madeline for the scientific exploration of her body, they carried within them a mixture of sorrow and hope. This was just the beginning of a story that would intertwine science and spirituality, challenging their beliefs and leading them toward a deeper understanding of life, death, and the promises of God. As the family navigated their grief, the scientific community began preparing for the unprecedented experiment involving Madeline's body. A group of dedicated researchers, fascinated by the intersection of life and death, rallied to design a study that aimed to uncover the mysteries surrounding the human experience after death. They gathered in a sterile lab filled with cutting-edge technology, excited yet apprehensive about the ethical implications of their work. The lead scientist, Dr. Emily Carter, was a renowned biologist known for her innovative approaches. With a background in neuroscience and a heart open to the spiritual dimensions of life, she felt a responsibility to approach the experiment with both scientific rigor and sensitivity. In her mind, this was not merely a research project. It was a profound opportunity to explore what happens to the human body and spirit at the moment of death. As the day of the experiment approached, the team meticulously planned the logistics of the procedure. They chose to utilize an array of cameras and sensors designed to monitor vital signs and record any unusual phenomena. Each device was calibrated to capture minute changes in temperature, heart rate, and electrical activity in the body, creating a comprehensive profile of the biological processes taking place. On the day of installation, a sense of solemnity filled the air. The researchers gathered around Madeleine's body, reverently preparing the equipment. The room, typically filled with the buzz of machinery and chatter, was instead charged with an electric stillness. As the cameras were set up, the team shared a moment of quiet reflection, each one aware of the weight of their task. They recognized that they were standing on sacred ground, and they were determined to approach their work with respect. With everything in place, anticipation buzzed among the researchers. They had spent countless hours discussing the potential implications of their findings. Would they discover something that would challenge existing scientific paradigms? Would they encounter phenomena that could not be explained by reason alone? The questions loomed large, and with each tick of the clock, the weight of uncertainty hung heavier in the air. Dr. Carter held a briefing with the team, emphasizing the importance of remaining open-minded throughout the experiment. "We must be prepared for anything," she urged. "Science is a journey into the unknown, and today we stand on the brink of something extraordinary." Her words ignited a flame of excitement and curiosity in the hearts of the researchers, who were ready to delve into the mystery of life after death. As the first hour passed, a palpable tension filled the room. The researchers monitored the data with intense focus, their eyes glued to the screens displaying vital signs. They were trained to observe patterns, yet something felt different. Time seemed to stretch and warp in those early moments as they collectively held their breath, awaiting signs of what was to come. As they gathered in the living room, memories of Madeleine danced through their minds, her infectious smile, the way she lit up any room, and her endless compassion for others. But amid the sorrow, a flicker of determination began to emerge. Her family, though heartbroken, felt a deep yearning to understand the mystery of life and death. They longed for answers to the questions that now haunted them. What happens after we die? Is there a way to make sense of this tragic loss? Then, something remarkable happened. As they watched the monitors, a faint glow began to emanate around Madeleine's body, a soft, ethereal light that flickered and pulsed gently. The researchers exchanged glances of disbelief, each one trying to comprehend what they were witnessing. The cameras were capturing everything, yet the glow was so subtle that it seemed to dance just beyond the reach of their understanding. The researchers scrambled to document their findings, their excitement mingling with apprehension. Dr. Carter quickly adjusted the settings on the cameras, trying to capture the elusive phenomenon. As they reviewed the footage, they found themselves grappling with questions that went beyond the scientific. What was this glow? Could it be a physical reaction or something more profound? Perhaps a glimpse of the soul departing from the body. The discussions that followed were intense and passionate. Some researchers sought logical explanations, suggesting that the light might be an optical illusion or a result of bioluminescence. Others, however, felt a stirring in their spirits, sensing that they were encountering something deeply spiritual. The division in perspective was palpable. The lines between science and faith began to blur. In a desperate bid to capture the phenomenon, the team set up additional cameras around the room. They adjusted angles and experimented with lighting, all the while hoping to seize the moment in all its mystery. The tension grew, each passing second filled with both hope and frustration. Would they be able to record the extraordinary event that seemed just beyond their grasp? As the minutes stretched on, the glow began to shift, morphing into various colors that pulsed rhythmically. The researchers found themselves in a state of awe, grappling with the sacredness of what they were witnessing. In that moment, the distinction between science and spirituality faded, leaving them in a space of wonderment and reverence. In the ensuing discussions, the team faced a profound internal debate. What did this mean? Were they on the cusp of uncovering something that could redefine humanity's understanding of existence? The scientists deliberated passionately, some defending the notion of a purely scientific explanation, while others argued fervently for the spiritual implications of their findings. This dichotomy sparked a reflection that echoed the age-old conflict between faith and reason. As they wrestled with their beliefs, many began to question their own understanding of life, death, and what lies beyond. They found themselves at a crossroads where the pursuit of knowledge intersected with the mystery of the divine. As the experiment continued, the researchers felt a shift within themselves. They were no longer just scientists seeking empirical data. They were explorers of the human experience, grappling with the profound questions that had eluded humanity for centuries. Each passing moment deepened their resolve to seek answers, not just for themselves, but for the family of Madeleine and the countless others who had faced the same existential questions. With renewed determination, they steeled themselves for the journey ahead. The mysteries of life and death were vast and intricate, but they were committed to unraveling them with humility and openness. Little did they know that their exploration would lead to discoveries far beyond their expectations, igniting conversations that would ripple through both the scientific and spiritual communities. As the researchers huddled around the monitors, the ethereal glow surrounding Madeleine's body grew more pronounced. The soft luminescence flickered gently, casting an otherworldly light across the sterile room. It was as if a divine presence had enveloped her, inviting them to witness something extraordinary. Each researcher, caught in a mixture of fascination and disbelief, found themselves grappling with the implications of what they were observing. In the days that followed, the family found themselves enveloped in a haze of sorrow and contemplation. Conversations turned to questions of existence, purpose, and the afterlife. Each family member processed their grief differently. Some turned to scripture seeking solace in the promises of God, while others searched for scientific explanations. Together they shared their thoughts, their fears, and their hopes. Dr. Emily Carter, at the forefront of the investigation, felt her heart race. This was no ordinary biological phenomenon. It was a moment that transcended the scientific realm. She was struck by a sense of reverence, recognizing that they were witnesses to a profound mystery, something that challenged her understanding of life, death, and the very essence of being. As they recorded the data, the glow pulsed in tandem with the monitor's readings. Every flicker seemed to correspond with a heartbeat, suggesting that perhaps the light was more than mere optics. It was as if Madeleine's spirit was responding to the scientists' presence, inviting them to consider the possibilities that lay beyond the physical. The room buzzed with a mix of excitement and confusion. Some researchers were eager to find a scientific explanation, arguing that the glow must be a result of chemical reactions or residual energy. "It's just bioluminescence," one of them insisted, attempting to ground the phenomenon in scientific reasoning. However, the more they observed, the more they felt that there was something deeply spiritual about what they were witnessing. Others in the room felt an overwhelming sense of awe. They began to whisper amongst themselves, contemplating whether they were witnessing the soul's departure or a divine moment of connection. The debate stirred emotions, blurring the lines between empirical science and the mysteries of faith. Dr. Carter, sensing the tension, called for a moment of silence, inviting everyone to reflect on the gravity of the situation. In that stillness, many felt a surge of emotions, grief, wonder, and an inexplicable sense of hope. It was as if the room was charged with an energy that transcended human understanding, urging them to explore deeper truths. Determined to capture this extraordinary event, the team adjusted their equipment, angling cameras to focus on the radiant light. Dr. Carter, with a newfound sense of purpose, reminded her team to approach this discovery with both scientific rigor and spiritual openness. "We may never have answers to all our questions," she said, "but we owe it to Madeleine and to ourselves to seek the truth in whatever form it presents itself." As they continued their observations, the glow intensified, swirling in vibrant colors that shifted with each heartbeat. Researchers were transfixed, their scientific minds struggling to rationalize what they saw. The colors seemed to tell a story, a narrative woven from the threads of existence itself. Was this merely an optical phenomenon, or did it signify something more profound, something that touched the very fabric of their beliefs? The glow began to change shape, coalescing into forms that appeared almost like figures dancing around Madeline's body. Gasps filled the room as each researcher grappled with the implications. They were no longer just witnesses. They felt as though they were participants in a divine drama unfolding before their eyes. The room erupted in discussions, the air thick with tension and curiosity. Some insisted on the need for a rational explanation, while others passionately argued that they were experiencing a glimpse into the divine realm. This internal debate sparked a deep existential inquiry among the team members. Were they prepared to confront the idea that there might be more to life and death than could be measured or quantified? Dr. Carter, sensing the emotional weight of the moment, encouraged an open dialogue. What if this glow represents something we cannot fully understand? What if we are witnessing the transition of the soul? Her words hung in the air, inviting a contemplation of the spiritual implications of their work. It was during one of these discussions that an idea emerged, born out of their collective pain and curiosity. What if they could contribute to something greater than themselves? What if Madeline's story could help others understand the unexplainable nature of death? This seed of hope took root, leading them to consider an extraordinary and difficult decision. As discussions continued, some scientists began to recall stories from their own lives, experiences that had once seemed unexplainable but now felt relevant, memories of loved ones who had passed, moments of profound connection in the face of loss, and whispers of faith began to intertwine with their scientific training. In this moment of vulnerability, the researchers found themselves at a crossroads. They were acutely aware of the long-standing tension between science and faith, and yet, they were also drawn to the beauty of their convergence. The glow surrounding Madeline seemed to call them toward a greater understanding, a synthesis of the empirical and the spiritual. As they contemplated the implications of their findings, a scripture echoed in Dr. Carter's mind. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. This verse resonated deeply within her, suggesting that perhaps faith could illuminate paths that reason could not traverse alone. She shared her thoughts with the team, framing their discoveries not as a conflict but as an invitation to explore the mysteries that lay beyond human comprehension. One by one, the researchers began to open up about their own beliefs. Some shared their doubts and struggles, while others expressed a newfound appreciation for the spiritual dimensions of existence. Together, they formed a mosaic of perspectives that enriched their understanding of the phenomena unfolding before them. As the experiment progressed, the glow continued to captivate their attention, urging them to delve deeper into the questions that had long remained unanswered. They realized that this experience was not just about scientific inquiry. It was a spiritual quest that transcended their individual beliefs. With each observation, they felt a responsibility to honor Madeline's memory and to seek understanding for the sake of those left behind. What they were witnessing was more than just a scientific experiment. It was a testament to the enduring nature of the human spirit and the possibility of connection that exists beyond the physical realm. Dr. Carter gathered her team once more, emphasizing the importance of remaining open to the unexpected. We are on a journey together, one that may change the way we perceive life and death forever. Let us approach this with humility, recognizing that we stand on sacred ground. In this collective spirit of exploration, they prepared to continue their observations, united in their quest for knowledge. The glow surrounding Madeline became a symbol of hope, illuminating the path ahead as they ventured further into the unknown, ready to confront the mysteries that awaited them. As the glow around Madeline's body continued to mesmerize the researchers, it ignited a cascade of existential questions that permeated the room. What does it mean to live? What is the nature of consciousness? And ultimately, what happens after we die? These questions, which once felt abstract and distant, now hovered palpably in the air, drawing each scientist into a deep contemplation of their own beliefs. Dr. Emily Carter found herself reflecting on her own life. She had dedicated years to the pursuit of knowledge, but in this moment, surrounded by the mystery of death, she felt a profound yearning for understanding that went beyond academic achievement. The atmosphere was thick with introspection as the researchers began to share their thoughts, revealing personal experiences that had shaped their views on life and mortality. With heavy hearts, the family agreed to allow Madeleine's body to be used in a scientific study. This choice was not made lightly. It was steeped in emotional turmoil. They understood that this would mean sharing her with the world in a way they had never imagined. Yet they felt a profound sense of purpose in this act. They hoped that through this research, they might uncover answers that could bring peace not only to their hearts, but also to countless others grappling with similar losses. One researcher, James, spoke up, sharing how he had lost a beloved grandmother just a year prior. "I remember standing by her bed, feeling so helpless," he said, his voice trembling. "I always wondered if she felt something when she passed. Was there a moment when she knew she was leaving? Did she see anything?" His questions resonated with the group, reminding them that their scientific inquiry was not just an abstract exploration, but a deeply personal journey. As their discussions continued, the team began to explore the concept of the soul and its connection to the physical body. Dr. Carter posed a provocative question. What if the glow we're witnessing is a manifestation of the soul's departure? Is it possible that the soul exists beyond our understanding, intertwined with the essence of who we are? This idea sparked further dialogue. One scientist, Maria, argued, "In many cultures and religions, the soul is viewed as the eternal part of a person. If we're observing something ethereal, perhaps it's a reflection of that truth." The group nodded, intrigued by the notion that their observations might resonate with spiritual beliefs held by many throughout history. As they shared their insights, the researchers began to reflect on the nature of consciousness. What is it that makes us who we are? Is it merely the sum of our thoughts and experiences, or is there something deeper? These questions led them to consider the possibility that consciousness might persist beyond death, challenging the conventional scientific view that equates consciousness with brain activity. The glow around Madeleine seemed to invite reflections on legacy and the impact of one's life. What do we leave behind when we pass? How do our actions and choices reverberate through time? The researchers pondered how their own lives would be remembered and what stories they would tell when they were gone. Dr. Carter shared her own thoughts. "In our quest for understanding, we must not forget the importance of the human connection. The lives we touch and the love we share are what truly matter." Her words resonated deeply with the team, prompting them to share stories of individuals who had left lasting impressions on their hearts. As they reminisced, it became clear that Madeleine's legacy extended beyond her untimely death. She had touched many lives with her kindness and compassion, and now her story was unfolding in a new way, offering insights that could resonate with countless others. The researchers felt a sense of responsibility to honor her memory, not just through their scientific exploration, but by embracing the deeper truths of love, connection, and the human experience. With the glow serving as a catalyst for their reflections, the researchers began to explore the profound intersection of science and spirituality. They realized that their investigation was not solely about empirical data. It was about understanding the essence of life itself. The more they delved into the mysteries surrounding death, the more they recognized that science and spirituality could coexist harmoniously. Dr. Carter emphasized this connection. As scientists, we often compartmentalize our understanding. But what if we allowed ourselves to explore the spiritual dimensions of our findings? Perhaps it's time to break down the barriers and embrace a holistic view of existence. Her words inspired a newfound openness among the team, encouraging them to approach their research with both critical inquiry and spiritual curiosity. This realization brought to light the historical interplay between science and faith. Throughout history, many great thinkers, scientists, philosophers, and theologians have grappled with questions of existence, seeking answers that transcended the confines of their respective fields. The glow surrounding Madeleine served as a reminder that the quest for truth is not limited to any single discipline. As they made this decision, they found comfort in the idea that Madeleine's legacy could extend beyond her earthly life. She had always been a beacon of light and kindness, and now, even in death, she could continue to inspire and bring hope. The family viewed this as an opportunity to bridge the gap between science and spirituality, to explore the unknown with courage and faith. As the experiment progressed, the researchers began to confront their fears about the unknown. What awaited them at the end of this journey? Would they find answers, or would they be left with more questions? In grappling with these uncertainties, they felt a sense of vulnerability and humility, recognizing that some mysteries may never be fully understood. In this space of reflection, the team found solace in their shared humanity. They acknowledged that fear of death is a universal experience, one that transcends scientific understanding. The glow around Madeleine became a symbol of hope, inviting them to confront their fears with courage and compassion. Dr. Carter led a moment of silence, inviting each team member to reflect on their own experiences with loss and their hopes for what lies beyond. As they closed their eyes, the room filled with an overwhelming sense of unity. They were no longer just scientists studying a phenomenon. They were explorers of the human experience, grappling with the questions that bind them together. As the experiment drew on, the researchers began to feel a transformation within themselves. They were not simply seeking to answer questions, they were embarking on a journey of discovery that would shape their understanding of life and death. The ethereal glow around Madeleine served as a beacon, guiding them toward deeper insights and profound revelations. In this collective quest for knowledge, the researchers found a renewed sense of purpose. They were determined to honor Madeleine's legacy by exploring the mysteries that lay ahead, recognizing that the answers they sought might not only shed light on the afterlife, but also transform their understanding of what it means to live fully. With each passing moment, they felt a sense of urgency, a desire to embrace life's fleeting nature and to cherish the connections they had with one another. The journey they embarked upon was not just an exploration of death, but a celebration of life, love, and the profound mysteries that bind humanity together. As the experiment progressed and the glow surrounding Madeleine's body continued to captivate the researchers, they began to delve deeper into the theological implications of their observations. The nature of the soul emerged as a central topic of discussion, inviting them to explore age-old questions that have intrigued humanity for centuries. What is the soul? How does it relate to the body? And what happens to it after death? Dr. Emily Carter posed the question: if the glow we're witnessing is indeed a reflection of Madeleine's soul, what does that say about the nature of our existence? Are we merely biological entities, or is there something divine that transcends our physical form? Her inquiry opened the floodgates to rich theological dialogue, encouraging each researcher to examine their beliefs about the soul's eternal nature. One researcher, Marcus, shared his thoughts. Many religious traditions teach that the soul is eternal and exists beyond the physical body. If that's true, then what we're observing might be a glimpse into that reality. His statement resonated with the group, prompting them to reflect on the interconnectedness of various spiritual beliefs and their relevance in light of the phenomenon they were witnessing. As the conversation unfolded, the researchers began to explore different spiritual traditions and their teachings about the afterlife. They discussed concepts such as reincarnation, resurrection, and the idea of a spiritual realm. Each tradition offered unique insights into the journey of the soul, enriching their understanding of the complexities surrounding death and what may lie beyond. The day came for them to formally give consent for the study, and the weight of the moment hung heavily in the air. Each signature felt like an affirmation of their love for Madeleine, a sacrifice made in the hope of discovery. They were aware that this choice would bring both comfort and controversy, especially in a world where science and faith often seemed at odds. Dr. Carter drew upon her own experiences, recalling how various religious texts describe the soul's journey. In Christianity, we often speak of the soul returning to God, experiencing judgment, and ultimately finding peace in heaven or separation from God in hell. But could there be more to it than that? What if the glow we see is not just a transition, but an affirmation of life beyond death? The exploration of these beliefs sparked profound discussions among the team. Some expressed skepticism, rooted in their scientific backgrounds, while others felt a stirring in their spirits, opening themselves to the possibilities that lay beyond conventional understanding. It became clear that the researchers were grappling not only with scientific questions, but also with deep theological truths that challenged their preconceived notions. As they pondered the implications of their findings, the researchers began to consider the concept of eternal life. This idea is central to many religious beliefs, particularly in Christianity, where eternal life is often viewed as a gift from God through faith in Jesus Christ. The discussions led to a reflection on what it means to live with the awareness of eternity shaping one's actions and decisions in the present. Dr. Carter emphasized the transformative power of this awareness. If we embrace the idea of eternal life, how should that change the way we live? What impact does that have on our relationships, our choices, and our purpose? Her words resonated deeply with the team, prompting them to examine their lives through the lens of eternity. One researcher, Sarah, shared her thoughts. Living with the knowledge that our actions have eternal significance could motivate us to be kinder, more compassionate, and more loving. It changes the narrative from one of mere existence to one of purpose. This perspective opened a doorway to exploring how understanding the eternal can enrich the human experience and provide hope in the face of death. As the researchers continued their discussions, they began to realize the pivotal role that faith plays in shaping one's understanding of death and the afterlife. For many, faith offers a framework through which to interpret life's mysteries and find comfort in the face of uncertainty. The glow they witnessed became a metaphor for the hope that faith can provide, a light in the darkness of grief and loss. Dr. Carter pointed out that faith is often intertwined with personal experiences of love and connection. When we lose someone we love, our faith can be a source of strength, allowing us to believe in a reunion beyond this life. The team began to share personal stories of loss and how their faith had helped them navigate those difficult moments. One researcher, Alex, reflected on his experience with loss. After my father passed away, I felt an overwhelming sense of despair. But through my faith, I found solace in the idea that he was with God. It gave me a sense of peace that transcended my grief. This sharing deepened the group's understanding of the emotional and spiritual complexities surrounding death. While many in the room found comfort and faith, others openly wrestled with doubt. This tension created a dynamic atmosphere where beliefs were challenged and new ideas were born. The researchers acknowledged that doubt is a natural part of the human experience, particularly when faced with profound questions about existence. Dr. Carter encouraged an open exploration of these doubts, suggesting that wrestling with uncertainty can lead to a deeper understanding. Doubt doesn't negate faith. It can be a catalyst for growth. As we confront our questions and fears, we may find clarity and purpose we didn't expect. Her perspective prompted the team to embrace their uncertainties as part of their journey. In the depths of their sorrow, they found strength in one another, united by a shared goal. They prayed for guidance, seeking clarity and understanding. It was through this prayer that they felt a profound sense of peace wash over them, a confirmation that they were on the right path, doing what Madeline would have wanted. As they shared their struggles with doubt, they discovered a common thread, a desire for authenticity in their beliefs. This honesty fostered an environment of vulnerability and trust, where the researchers could engage in meaningful dialogue about their differing perspectives on faith, science, and the afterlife. With their discussions evolving into a rich tapestry of thought and reflection, the researchers recognized the urgency of their findings. They felt a profound responsibility to share their insights, not just within the confines of their scientific community, but with the world at large. The glow around Madeline was more than an observation. It was an invitation to explore the depths of existence and to encourage others to consider their beliefs about life, death, and what lies beyond. Dr. Carter urged her team to channel their discoveries into a message of hope and connection. We have the opportunity to bridge the gap between science and spirituality, to foster conversations that can change lives. Let us not shy away from sharing what we've learned, as it may provide comfort to those grappling with their own questions about mortality. The team embraced this call to action, feeling a renewed sense of purpose. They committed to documenting their findings, engaging in dialogue with spiritual leaders, and sharing their journey with others who seek understanding in the face of uncertainty. The glow surrounding Madeline had transformed from a scientific observation into a beacon of hope, illuminating their path as they ventured into the unknown together. As the glow around Madeline's body continued to provoke deep theological discussions, it also sparked a firestorm of controversy within the scientific community. News of the experiment quickly spread, attracting attention from scholars, journalists, and skeptics alike. Dr. Emily Carter and her team found themselves at the center of a heated debate, with colleagues divided on the validity and implications of their findings. Some scientists hailed the experiment as groundbreaking, suggesting it could pave the way for a new understanding of consciousness and the afterlife. Others, however, were quick to dismiss it as pseudoscience, concerned that the team's focus on the ethereal aspects of their observations undermined the integrity of their research. This clash of perspectives highlighted the often contentious relationship between science and spirituality, forcing the researchers to confront their own beliefs and the mum. Dr. Carter found herself fielding numerous inquiries, some inquisitive and respectful, others scornful. "How could you allow such spiritual interpretations to cloud your scientific rigor?" a fellow researcher challenged during a conference. The weight of this scrutiny was palpable, yet it also galvanized the team to articulate their findings with clarity and conviction. Recognizing the importance of engaging with both supporters and detractors, Dr. Carter organized a panel discussion to facilitate open dialogue between scientists, theologians, and ethicists. She believed that the experiment's findings could foster a richer understanding of the human experience, bridging gaps between seemingly disparate fields. The panel attracted a diverse audience, eager to explore the implications of the researchers' work. Dr. Carter opened the discussion by presenting the team's findings and emphasizing their commitment to maintaining scientific integrity while embracing the spiritual dimensions of their observations. "We are not dismissing science. Rather, we are expanding our understanding of it," she stated, inviting differing viewpoints to contribute to the conversation. One prominent physicist, Dr. Elena Vasquez, expressed her excitement about the potential implications. "If we could understand the mechanisms behind consciousness and the soul, we could revolutionize our understanding of human existence," she argued. Her enthusiasm resonated with many in the audience, igniting discussions about the intersection of science and spirituality. As the family embarked on this journey, their motivations transcended the realm of mere curiosity. It became a deeply spiritual quest. They began to reflect on what it truly means to live and to die, embracing the idea that perhaps there was more to this existence than they had ever considered. As the dialogue deepened, personal stories began to emerge, illuminating the profound impact that the glow around Madeline had on individual lives. One attendee shared how the loss of a loved one had prompted a spiritual awakening, leading him to explore the mysteries of existence. Another recounted an experience where she felt an inexplicable connection to her deceased grandmother, describing it as a moment that defied scientific explanation, but felt undeniably real. These narratives underscored the significance of the researchers' findings beyond the laboratory. They revealed the longing for connection, understanding, and hope in the face of mortality, a desire that transcends scientific inquiry and speaks to the core of human experience. The stories resonated with both scientists and theologians, creating an atmosphere of shared exploration rather than division. Dr. Carter encouraged the audience to view the glow not just as a scientific phenomenon, but as a catalyst for deeper discussions about life, death, and the mysteries that bind us. "Our shared humanity compels us to seek answers," she said. "Let us embrace the questions that arise and recognize that they may lead us to a greater understanding of ourselves and our purpose." As discussions continued, it became clear that the experiment challenged the status quo of scientific thought. The traditional separation between science and spirituality was increasingly questioned, prompting a reevaluation of how these fields could inform and enrich one another. The researchers' willingness to explore the ethereal dimensions of their observations resonated with many who felt constrained by conventional thinking. One young scientist, inspired by the dialogue, expressed her frustration with the rigid boundaries that often define academic discourse. "Why must we limit ourselves to what is measurable? Isn't the pursuit of knowledge also about exploring the unknown and the unexplainable?" Her question echoed the sentiments of many in the room, leading to a broader discussion about the importance of curiosity and open-mindedness in scientific inquiry. As the panel progressed, the atmosphere shifted from one of skepticism to one of possibility. The researchers, emboldened by the support of their colleagues and the audience, began to envision a future where science and spirituality could coexist, enriching one another in the pursuit of understanding. Amid the excitement and possibilities, the panel also raised important ethical considerations. How should scientists approach topics related to consciousness and the afterlife? What responsibilities do researchers have in framing their findings, especially when dealing with deeply personal and sensitive subjects? Dr. Carter emphasized the need for humility and compassion in their work. We are not just studying a phenomenon, we are engaging with the human experience. It is essential to approach these discussions with sensitivity and respect for the diverse beliefs and feelings of those we encounter. Her words resonated with the audience, prompting discussions about the ethical implications of their research and the importance of fostering a respectful dialogue. The researchers recognized that their findings could impact not only scientific understanding, but also the lives of individuals grappling with loss and grief. They felt a responsibility to communicate their discoveries thoughtfully and compassionately, ensuring that their work served as a source of hope rather than confusion. Building a collaborative future. As the panel discussion concluded, it was clear that the experiment had sparked a movement within the scientific community. Researchers began to consider the potential for collaboration between scientific and spiritual disciplines, envisioning interdisciplinary studies that could explore the depths of human existence from multiple perspectives.